And we are back with the series finale, I think, of Matchmaker King of Colosseum 2 with the 0-1 bonus show. And we have many people with us today. We have JM.
Hey, what's going on?
Voodoo. We
Long
have
promotion.
we have Zach.
Yo, guys, man.
And to finish it off, we have Jug in the no mic chat. And with 0-1, we have a 0-1 world show to do. 8 matches, several wrestlers, but we got some special things here. Like, for instance, Tanaka and Otani are here. But, say, Hashimoto is under Hasif Khan or Shogun.
Oh, and Pony's here, too. Pony introduced
Oh, Pony just came in. Welcome, Pony.
Hey, Pony.
I just
Oh God.
reawoken again.
I just realized Hashimoto might get double booked today.
No, you have one or the other, unfortunately, for stuff like this. Because I had something like that with Power Warrior for World Japan one time. So we have to choose either Shogun or Hasif Khan.
Did
But
these guys do the alter egos have different moves? Or
I
same
believe
moves?
so. They even have different entrance music. And I believe this would be... Yes, Hulk Hogan, otherwise known as Naoya Ogawa, dressed up as Hulk Hogan.
But he doesn't have the mustache, brother. Where's the blonde locks? Where's
You'll
the
get to those
24-inch
someday.
python? Where are the 24-inch pythons?
And we have Muto from All Japan dressed up as Kokeshi Muso. Because we're cool or something. Other people we got some freelancers like Koshinaka. We have Wataru Sakata. I believe, where is he on here? That's Tom Howard. Got the Predator. Got Steve Carino.
Jug wants you to book Hongawa. Hoganwa.
Hogan. Oh, definitely. We have to. Oh, wait, this is him.
That's the
This
that's
is
the main
him.
event.
There you go. The bonus wrestler you get in 0-1. Yes. Yes.
Who the hell is that?
Matt Jafari. Oh, hey, welcome, Boris.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, sup, Boris?
No.
Why you gotta say some such shit already?
A second. I'm going to keep it here. That way we have a good chance of it being used as the thumbnail. There we go. Alright. So we have some good matches to do. I think our requirement is just book. Jug thought it was Butterbean. I don't blame ya.
Butterbean's not in this game, Jug.
Alright.
You want Butterbean? Go play K1 Dynamite.
Okay.
Make that. Don't play K1 Dynamite. I don't think the emulator can handle it.
Alright, so we have...
If you want butterbean, just put some butter on your beans.
That's
Just play Fight Night Champion.
That's oddly specific. Let's see, we have 30 wrestlers and 8 matches to do. So I take it, what should we have for our main event? Our main draws are Shinjiro Otani, Masato Tanaka, Kokoshi Muso, Hulk Hogan, Hasif Khan / Shogun.
Hulk Hogan versus Hashif Khan.
Alright, anyone else?
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
there we go. We got ourselves, where
Yeah,
is
Boris,
it?
I'm surprised you agree with me.
Well, Hashishi Khan is just Shinya Hashimoto, so.
Alright, and of course,
The only thing Ogawa is missing are the 24-inch pythons and blonde hair and Jack.
alright, there you go. Our main event. And I think that's everything. There we go. Then our semi-main event.
Hand slip will take incoming, boys. Ogawa on his best day is not even half as good as Hogan on his worst day.
Yeah. How about we do
wonder-
Shinjiro Otani and Masato Tanaka versus I don't know, but
The last 4-star we have would be Kokushi Muso, which would be Muto. And I take it someone in the 3-star range, like, say, the Predator?
okay. Then let's not do a tag match. Let's do
You know, Zach, I'll say this. Ogawa versus Hogan does sound pretty mouth-watering right about now.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, how about we do Shinjiro Otani versus Muso?
Otani versus Muso. Okay. Anyone else with that or against?
I'm with
Go
that.
for it.
I'm with
Y'all,
that.
y'all do whatever y'all want. I'm just kind of fanboying right now.
Okay. Oh, Jug, we have Naoya Ogawa dressed up as Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. Alright. There we go, our semi-main.
Look, if you ever get that real music mod course, whatever you do, do not play Voodoo Child.
Oh, definitely.
Don't do it.
That's an instant copyright strike.
I think we need to get some tag matches.
First, what is the evaluation style for 0-1?
For this show, we need a 70% average.
No, I mean like the evaluation style. Like, what do they judge the match on?
They judge it kind of like, what's the best way of saying it? They're like a variety. They like different things.
Yeah,
But
they're
it-
like an indie, like different things.
Yeah. So let's see. So we got 6 matches and 26 wrestlers to work with here. I take it we get some tag matches out of the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we get Masato Tanaka, and who does he team with?
Like, it's not a Puro show without tag match.
Oh, definitely.
Me.
Oh, hey Rasta, welcome. So I'm thinking, who would be the best partner in Masato Tanaka? Someone like
We got any?
I think the
We got any
Predator.
FMW guys?
Let's see. For 3 stars, I got Jun Kasai could work with him. Steve Carino.
Who's the fire? If you want.
I'm thinking
Yep.
Jun Kasai would be good. Anyone else?
Yep. Do it.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, do it.
I have to find him now. Oh wait, no, that's Koei Sato.
Maybe Jun Kasai and Masato Tanaka versus Kohei Sato versus the Predator.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Anyone else in favor of that?
Yeah, do it.
That's a spicy booking. Let's do it.
And the Predator.
Yo, you guys want to know what I did for this SWA show on Fire Pro World?
What'd you
What?
do?
Okay, I did Giant Baba versus the Predator, the Road Warriors versus Kawada and Misawa, and I did... Fuck, what'd I do for the last one? I did Terry Funk Mill Massacres, the one I was talking about before.
Yeah.
I think the longest match was Road Warriors versus Kawada and Misawa.
That's not surprising. Tag matches tend to go longer in Fire Pro.
No, but it was a good match though, and it wasn't that
Wouldn't
long.
be surprised there.
Let me guess. Kawada Misawa go over.
No,
Road Warriors won.
Frick.
Huh. All right, now for this
That's-
match, we got.
That's not how I. Apologies, Road Warriors fans, but that's not how I would look at it.
Okay, for this one, I think we need to get some of our foreign wrestlers in here, like Tom Howard and Matt Jafari, former tag team champions here in 0-1.
Yeah.
Okay, and just because we're gonna have Jafari be the guy who comes out first.
Wait. What the hell did you just say to me?
Team America.
All right, and their opponents, I'm guessing, is gonna be Steve Carino,
No.
and who would be a good partner for him?
No.
Shiro Koshinaka.
Do we have CW Anderson?
Do we have CW? Yeah, he's a 2-star though.
Okay, then Loki.
Low key. Okay.
yo, you want to know something I learned in KOC Green and Red?
Low key.
When I did a junior heavyweight tournament stream, CW
What?
Anderson is classified as a junior.
Yeah, he is in this game too.
I need what?
Yeah, but how is he classified as a junior though?
I think he was scrawny enough and they needed some people there. Alright.
Because no lie, that really threw me off. At the time when I was doing my my junior heavyweight stream on KOC Green.
Now for this one, I think we got Takaiwa. We have Wataru Sakata and Shiro Koshinaka left over. Put them in a match.
Yep.
Alright. Who does Takaiwa tag team with? Sakata, Koshinaka, or someone in the 2-star range?
Koshinaka.
Alright.
Oh, make Koshinaka first. I like his song better.
Alright, then that would be Sakata. And we are now in the 2-star range. We have people like Naohiro Hoshizaka, Tengu Kaiser, Ryuji Sai, Fugo Yameji, Yoshihito Sasaki, Shinsuke Z Yamagasa, Fuyuki Takahashi, C.W. Anderson, Samoa Joe, King Adamo, Vansack Acid, Hirotaka Yokoi, Kuruge Wagyuta, and Dick Togo. Who teams
okay.
with Sakata?
Ew, Dick Togo. Ew, no.
Hey, don't disrespect New Japan's head booker like that, okay?
He's not the head booker.
I
I know.
thought Ghetto was head booker.
Yeah.
Dick Togo is in the table, but he does not have final say.
Okay, Jug wants to see
You sure about
Joe
that?
and Dick in a match together, so I take it those two will be in a different match.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who should...
Those two will be against each other.
So I'm thinking for this, have a Sakata team with someone like Yokoi, maybe.
Yup.
Only one thing, man. I'm in a good mood today. I got a can of twisted tea with me.
Okay,
That's
is everyone
just-
else in favor of that? I take it JM saying he likes Yokoi Twisted Tea too.
Go
Wait,
for
what? Wait, I never said that.
He said
I
Twisted
said I'm
Tea
in a good
enough.
mood. I know. I had a can of twisted tea.
Alright, there we go. So that would mean that we get the... There we go. Dick Togo and a partner against the two Samoan guys in a tag team bout.
How would we do CW Anderson versus Yoshihiro Sasaki?
Oh wait, C.W. Anderson and Dick Togo as a team. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, give me a sec while I find Dick Togo. No, that's Wagyuta. This has to be Dick Togo.
When you realize C.W. Anderson and Steve Corino are basically the Terry Gordy and Steve Williams of 01.
That's kind of sad.
Who's doing the dangerous backdrop driver?
No. It's not Dangerous Backdrop Driver. It's the Northern Light Bomb.
Yeah, did you guys know that Joshi wrestler Rin Katakura, she married Akira Hokuto's son?
I heard about that.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, she announced that in a promo on I think Sendai Girls.
Huh.
It was either Sendai Girls or a Marvelous show.
Absolutely.
She's like, "Hey, I married Akira Hokuto's son."
Alright, we got Hoshikawa, Tengu Kaiser, Ryuji Sai, some other 01 guys such as Sasaki, Yamagasa, and Takahashi over here.
Oh my goodness! I hope Inoki's okay.
Vansack Acid. Oh, missed that.
Wait, what star Vansack Acid is?
2-star.
Oh, that's just
Kuroge
sad.
Wagyuta. Well, I mean, it makes sense. JM, Jug asked a question, who married Hokuto's son again?
Rin Katakura.
Okay. I'm thinking for this tag match, we get Hoshikawa and Kaiser against, say, Ryuji Sai, and who would be good enough to be with him? Tengu Kaiser? Or did I
Yeah.
already say that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's good.
I'll just get them together as a team. Or you want to make it a Fatal 4-Way?
Yeah, let's do that. This is 01. People don't
This
care.
is the
Fatal
Skittles
Four.
Special. We're bringing back the Skittles Special.
Wait, how is there a Skittle special? Oh wait, the 4-way, right?
Yeah. And there are juniors in it. Okay. Okay, now we have
Is
to...
Tengu Kaiser even still wrestling?
I believe
I
so.
don't think so.
I think he goes under the name Kamikaze. Because I know that was another name of his.
Oh God.
Jug is like mad hype for this 4-way match.
Oh, he better be. This is going to be a good Fatal 4-Way. It's going to get above a 70%, and if not, then I'm going to be a little upset. Who should be the fourth man?
Well, remember, this is a 0-1, not World Japan.
Yeah, so we're going to have a good time. I'm thinking Sasaki, maybe?
Yeah, let's do that. FMW references Jason on the show.
Yeah, we're having a good time with this one already. So many matches. And we got one
This
match
one
left.
looks like it's gonna be fun.
Oh, I want it to be fun. It's gonna be it's gonna be fun.
Oh, since JM said like he was doing like Fire Pro booking with IRL wrestlers, that's the same thing I've been doing.
Alright, we got 5 wrestlers left.
I got an idea.
Another Fatal 4-Way?
6-man tag?
No,
Oh, wait.
a
it
tag
has to-
team match between 0-1 versus the rest of the Invaders.
Alright, good idea.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Fugu Yameji, definitely. The opening act legend of early 01. Who is his partner gonna be? He's got 2 young boys to choose from. Shinsuke Z Yamagasa, the guy who does the frog hop into the ring, or Fuyuki Takahashi.
Wait, get a close up of his
Takahashi.
face. Oh my goodness.
Look at those bangs on his head. His
Look at his
mom
nose.
his mom cut his hair.
Nice ball
Get his
coat.
pants!
Hey, Boris.
What?
There actually are people in Firebro who, you know how they're doing like wrestler-specific moves.
Yeah.
Hashi. I think you would like this one. The Hashimoto roundhouse kick.
Oh, hold on, let me see it.
Yeah, the roundhouse kick to the body.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's just like he used to do it. Oh, that's beautiful.
Alright, so who do you guys want? Or do you want to have Kuruge Wagyuta as the partner because he has the same theme song basically as Yumeji? Or should we just, like what we said, these guys here?
If they have the same theme song, they should be teamed together.
Alright, is everyone else in favor?
Yeah, I'll do whatever.
Okay.
You know,
And we have Van Sack Acid, so I say he definitely deserves to be on the opening match because Rasta will riot if we don't.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Do it.
Okay, now which attire do you want, Rasta?
I want the I never seen him in that type 1. Do the type 2.
Type 2, here we go. This one?
Did he have a wrestle in that?
Yeah, in the early 2002, 2003 time frame. And then this was the time when the game came out.
Oh.
no lie, Boris. There's this one Tenru move that I don't know if it's in the workshop or not. It's this one.
And I heard big forehead man, so I take it that's Takahashi, right? Or is that Yamagasa?
Yeah,
Yeah, Yamagata.
I got 2 Yamagasas.
Yamagasa because dude needs dude because Vince like Acid and Yamagasa fought before.
Alright, so I guess we got Yamagasa. That means Takahashi is unfortunately the guy who sets up the ring. He's all alone for the show.
That is unless we weaken Yasuda for him to face off against.
No, the only way is if we make one match a triple threat, and I don't think having a 2-star with a bunch of 4 stars will work for everyone.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Anyway, let's do the show. Now that we booked the show, let's do the show.
Yep.
Do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. No, wait, what?
That's
So
a
good.
that's a strange question.
Wow, this guy actually did Kazuma Sakamoto's finish.
Sorry, boys. I just had a chocolate donut. I'm in
Sugar
a bit of a
rush.
goofy- I'm in a bit of a goofy mood now.
How big was that chocolate donut?
Big enough. I think we got a sold out crowd almost.
I'm addicted to chocolate to the point where any small amount of chocolate will immediately make me goofy.
Man,
Well-
I hate to see what happens when you get something really bad.
Like what? Dark chocolate?
The Bouja.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of Chinese word is that?
Geronimo, why are you spoiling the goddamn Noah show for Puro? He hasn't fucking seen it.
Okay, sorry, I had to take care of something there. All right, here we go. Our opening match.
I feel like when with the way the Japanese ring announcer announces people down to the ring in this game, he sounds angry.
Yeah, he's trying to get everyone's attention.
You know, Vancic Acid is not made in Fire Pro.
Not
He was
really?
in no Fire. Yeah, he's in none of the Fire Pro games,
Huh.
or nobody even made him either. Vancic Acid.
Oh yeah, because the same as Samoa Joe's.
I mean, you see Samoa Joe edits, right? But there are no Vancic Acid edits.
Yeah, that's because because no matter Giga Colosseum had like opportunities since it only really had to pull from 4 main rosters, people who mostly won dark matches were allowed to get in. And Fire Pro, since they were allowed to do whatever just without any copyright, you could not expect people like him to be on the game.
Yeah, and based around what was going on in the scene around that time.
Well,
Yeah, the highlight event Sex Asuka, I think, was a loss against Tatsito Kaiwa for the junior championship. He only had like 1 championship match and he lost.
Yeah, and then you got to factor in the years they come out. You know what I mean?
well,
Yeah.
Vancic Acid wasn't around in 05.
well, I see it like this. Only real famous or real good wrestlers get on Fire Pro. The rest of you not so famous and mid to jobbers can go
That
on.
is not true, sir.
How the fuck
Dude,
did Buchanan get in the game then?
They have One Warrior Nation on the Fire Pro workshop.
That's not in Fire Pro. The game.
I'm talking about the old game,
the game.
like Fire Pro Wrestling
the game.
Returns.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
talking
but then
we're
they
talking
have,
about
like,
base roster.
Didn't they have more independent DDT guys
That was in returns.
yeah.
DDT was barely even a thing in 01. And they weren't in G. Because remember, G when G came out, G was based around what was going on mid-90s.
Oh, gee, midnight.
Yeah, and the biggest promotion called Indie World is just FMW and War, pretty much in that game.
I'm not
Yeah, if
following
they
the
just combine.
promo too well.
Yeah, Cena did not make it. No, that's not true. Cena was
No,
in the GBA.
actually,
Cena
I
was
know
in the
one guy
GBA
who
games, I
didn't
think.
make it, but is on Fire Pro Wrestling. Leonardo Spanky. He actually has his head in this game, but for some reason
You
doesn't
call him
have.
Brian Kendrick, bro.
Yeah, leader. Well, yeah, Kendrick. He
Spanky.
was in return. He was in the base roster of returns.
Well,
Because
got
he
that
was
at
with-
least.
Yeah, he was at 01 around that time.
I guess
Yeah, but really, he
time,
wasn't
like,
in King of Coliseum.
Why are you playing Ring Around a Rosie? Somebody hit somebody. God damn.
my guess is he didn't
Okay,
make
I
it because
got
of
it.
time limits.
Rosies.
Like, they had to get the game out for development by the time they were setting him up.
They got his parts
Well,
and his
actually,
moves in
yeah, I think he was scrapped because his head is in the game.
Yeah, like how, say, some wrestlers have, like, certain stuff of them available in WWF No Mercy but weren't in the game.
You know, the
Yeah.
hard part is if you wanted to try to remake as somebody who was supposed to make it and didn't, it'd be hard trying to make their moves, trying to figure out what their moveset was around that time.
Yeah, but at least there's the whole, like, a lot of them have, like, the moveset set up, like how Here Comes the Pain had stuff for, like, say, Billy Gunn, if you want to make a Billy Gunn call.
Yeah, but
Actually,
Kendrick doesn't have anything like that.
and here's the thing: Billy Gunn's winning animation is actually still in the games. Same goes for Jeff Hardy's.
Same for the Nation of Domination. They got their entrance and their tag entrance.
Yep. And
I mean,
as
you
for-
guys remember that Michael Cole, if you used a Game Shark code, it played as him, he had literally the Great Moves moveset. It was hilarious.
Yeah, the developers always like putting in little jokes like that, it feels like. Like, say, some of the women's wrestlers at WWF No Mercy, they gave them, like, powerhouse movesets. Like, the Cat does the jackhammer. May
Actually,
Young does
the
the
cat does
jackhammer.
Takayama's knee.
Yeah, because I was like, get the fuck out of here. Cat was not doing anything like that in 2000.
She couldn't even do a
He wasn't barely
suplex.
wrestling in 2000 anyway, so
You gotta
They-
make the movesets
All
interesting.
they had to
she
take
was
some
trying to
creative
do,
liberties, Jam.
All
She
she
can
was
barely wrestle.
dude, all she was trying to do was get naked on pay-per-view.
That's
Yeah.
all she. Why? What type of character is that? That's just so weird.
She's Jerry Lawler's wife. That's the character.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense now.
You know, I'm never gonna forget Workhorse, right? She goes up to the APA and she slams her hand on the table. She's like, "I want to get naked," and Bradshaw from like, "Oh, hey, we can help with that."
Oh wow. And there we go. The Wagyuta Yumeji win the match, and now we dance.
Fantastic
Also,
Acid
I
was
think
protected.
the
He didn't
reason
take the
why
pin.
I think the reason why Vader and Steve Williams won in King of Colosseum 2 was because they were freelancing at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully it's gonna be a large percentage because it went so long.
I kind of agree with that rating. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
none
hold
of
it
the-
back.
None of the
Jug
people
is,
that accept
jamming-
Fugo
is
Fugo
jamming
Yumeji
right now.
draw dimes.
Oh yeah. Now here we go. How to save the show. The Skittle Special Fatal 4-Way involving
I'm
at
trying to
least
say-
one junior involved.
People saying Fugo Yumeji be 0-1 champ. Get the fuck out of here. My man's wrestling in dirty gyms in front of 10 people. In
That
present
just
day.
sounds like it's a better version of what 0-1's got right now. Oh man, those jokes are always great.
Chris, do you have like a TEW present day mod and you're trying to
Oh
save
my
0-1?
god, Ricky Choshu
No.
NFTs. This cannot get any worse.
We
Wait,
should
wait,
do
wait, what?
Look in lobby.
Ricky Choshu, what now?
Are those actually NFTs? Are those actually NFTs?
Oh
or are
my
those just, like-
goodness, they
or is-
actually are.
No, are they?
Gross.
Hold on. I'm asking you a question. Are those actually NFTs or is it just like fan art? Because like Japanese
guy
fans love
is-
to do fan art.
This says that the guy's selling these. So I think that could be an NFT.
What's that
Well,
trend with
well
just
then Ricky,
die
then Ricky
out?
motherfucking
yeah.
Choshu's gonna get on his ass because you know Ricky Choshu about his money.
Because he keeps spending it.
Yeah, and he wants that NFT money. Goddamn it!
He's gonna
What the-
sell it for some
what-
cryptocurrency.
What the hell does NFT?
You know,
even
that
mean
would be a
anyway?
Non-fungible token.
that would be a great cryptocurrency for Ricky Choshu. Ricky coin.
Ricky coin.
Eh,
And it has that GIF that Geronimo posted to us a while back that just caused everyone to panic.
You know what's hilarious? Him and Muto like do a channel together, or he has his own like YouTube channel. He's really popular in Japan, and apparently Muto can't understand anything Ricky Choshu says. Like he has like such a unique dialect that Muto can barely understand what he says. So, or either that, or Ricky Choshu is just speaking a caveman language.
No, he is a Zainichi. He might have because of his Korean heritage, might have a different accent of trying to speak Japanese.
Yeah, maybe.
That
I
he
never do-
resides in a part of Japan that isn't met around a lot, like say that northern island.
Isn't Muto from a rural area though?
Almost every wrestler is from a rural area, if you think about it.
I know, but I mean in Japan, I think.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check where he's born here. I think he's like not from Tokyo. I thought he was from Tokyo at first, but no.
I think he's
Isn't
from like.
Choshu Korean?
I
No,
think-
well technically,
He's a Zainichi.
because
I
I
think-
Nietzsche.
I think friggin' Muto's from like Hokkaido or some shit.
Oh, he's from Fuji Yoshida, which is in Yamanashi.
That's pretty north of Tokyo, isn't it?
It's west of it.
Oh, okay.
Are there any wrestlers from friggin' Hokkaido though?
Yes, Masawa.
Wait. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
He's technically from Hokkaido, but he grew up in like the Tokyo area. Because his dad was a piece of shit, and his mom left him.
Yeah, it sucks when that happens.
Yeah. It worked out for him in the end, I guess.
Yeah.
is it
Well,
with-
until then, we got the match
What?
here.
What is it with Japanese families and having at least one parent be an utter piece of shit?
I don't know.
This seems to be like some theme.
Yeah, you know what? A place that's really rare for wrestlers to come from? Okinawa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah,
Like, I
Okinawa
don't-
is very different. It's like very exotic.
Yeah, I know, but it's still part of Japan, though.
Yeah, but if we do get an Okinawan wrestler, then I'd pop because Okinawans are like exotic people.
They also have the
I'm not talking
longest
about,
life
like-
expectancy.
I'm not talking about exotic and like, oh my god, exotic. I want them so bad. I'm talking about, oh, they're very rare people.
Yeah,
Okinawans actually invented karate. Yes, that's
yeah,
Yes,
I know.
they did.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
yeah. You know, I'm surprised there's not a wrestler from Tsushima that hasn't gone like, yeah, I'm the ghost of Tsushima gimmick. That would be fucking hilarious.
That'd probably be a gimmick in the Japanese, in the Indian, in the
I
Shindies.
guarantee you it is. He's just like he just played the game and it's like, yeah, I'm a samurai now. Fuck you.
Comes out to
I'm
Hiroki
surprised.
Goto's
I'm
theme.
surprised not many like other Asian like Mongolians,
I'm,
Taiwanese
I'm,
have gone far.
Well,
I'm
that's
surprised-
mainly because those countries wrestling's not as popular as it is in Japan.
I'm surprised.
No, it's definitely not.
Like Korea had something, but it, in the 80s it just died. And I mean died.
And usually because Koreans hold a grudge towards Japan.
No, not just that. It's, if I recall, Geronimo told me the story of what happened. There was like a little feud match going on. There was like the big brawl. Someone called the police. The police were interrogating the wrestlers about the big brawl, and then one of them had to admit that, listen, it was a stage thing that we do. They got out, and of course the politician in charge of South Korea at the time hated wrestling, used that as an excuse to basically take it off TV, and it died.
Yeah,
Oh,
and from what I understand, a lot of wrestlers in Japan wanted to start up wrestling in Korea again. Because I know Masawa went over there for a tour, and I know Ricky Choshu has definitely been over there.
Yeah, there's always a wrestler that wants to do something in Korea, like say Sema tried, and then of course
but
like Taiwan
unfortunately,
and all there.
but unfortunately, the Koreans just when they ever see a Japan, they just go like, "I hate you" to this very day.
Well, here's the thing. Keiji Muto actually did a really big show in Taiwan one time for All Japan, and it sold out really well. Keiji Muto is really popular in Taiwan. I think
It has to be the bald head with the beard combo that they like.
No, I think it's because he's friends with like a really popular Taiwanese singer. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of it. But he said he wanted to do a tour of Taiwan every year and all. It didn't work out though, but he did do a pretty big number in Taiwan one time.
Kaiser wins.
That was like freaking Jug was saying, will there be a time limit draw? And then that when he types that out, everyone starts getting eliminated. Oh, Jug's getting bored. Quickly, let's finish the match. All right. Hopefully that does better.
The CCCP ruins everything. I'm not even surprised.
There we go.
Well-
what we needed. But yeah, like SEMA tried Japan, but dipped when the CCCP tried to get involved, as Jug said. That is true.
Isn't that the acronym for the Soviet Union? The CCCP?
You know what? I'll go with it. We all know what it really means.
I know the CCP. Yeah, okay, that's just funny. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find it. Find a picture of it.
I know CCP basically means communist China, but what is
No,
it?
that's actually CCCP is actually the Russian spelling of the USSR.
Joe's last match was actually for an All-Asian Tag Team Champion. And it was with Adamo, so it kind of fits you.
They lost to probably Termic Storm or something.
Look at Samoa Joe. He wants to murder you.
Well, I mean, look at him. This is gonna be a weird match.
Space Galaxy.
So already we got JM's attention for the match.
Okay, I found a picture of it.
What? I like the Space Galaxy thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like regular match happens, I sleep. Space Galaxy plays, I awake.
Okay, so
Hey, did you guys know that CW Anderson and Carino once returned to 0-1 for like a 2017 match?
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Must have been
It's actually
a
on
reunion
CW's
show.
Anderson YouTube channel. If you look on his YouTube channel, you can see it.
Oh, that's neat. Because I know he has some matches, like say with him and Hashimoto in the Indies in 2000 on there. He even had a Hashimoto tribute video made that has a lot of footage
Yeah,
from
that's
New
Carino.
Japan.
That's Carino's YouTube channel.
Yep.
I'm talking about CW's Anderson's YouTube
Oh,
channel.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Carino. Sorry.
Yes, okay.
All right, let's take our bets. Who wins? CW to go, or the Samoan guys?
You know, it's kind of funny how like CW Anderson is kind of like just but he's kind of like over in Japan.
I prefer C.W. Anderson as one half of Zagudo Brothers.
I mean, like, did you see that one match where like when people were singing a song about CW San, they were all like CW San, CW San.
Yes,
Hey man, he got over.
yes, I love English, otherwise known as Jinglish.
Hey, do you guys know who this is doing the heart punch in this? Like, click on it and look at the GIF.
They're also just average wrestlers.
Ox Baker.
There we go.
Big John
Ox-
Studd.
No, it's Ox Baker.
The man who literally killed a man in the ring.
Oh yeah, I remember when he killed him in the ring, and like when he tried to do it again during a match, and he literally caused a riot.
No, like
Wait, he did?
I'm not.
Yeah, he
even,
did.
I'm not even shitting you. Ox Baker
I know.
literally-
Give me a sec. I'll be back.
I know, but like when he I think he'll do something, but like when he literally tried to do the hot punch again, like after that incident happened, after that accident or incident, I don't know what happened, it literally caused a riot.
I like how somebody said the lumberjacks only move from ECW.
Because in Hajime no Ippo when or whatever anime said it when a punch to the heart can stop your heart. Like I thought it was anime bullshit that they were talking. I didn't know that a shot to your heart could actually stop it.
Ox Baker actually didn't kill anybody by actually doing the heart punch. That guy, the guy that happened to accident just had a heart attack. Like he didn't actually.
That's not good.
Like the fact
He
that
didn't actually do anything.
that's just pure unluck right there.
Yeah,
a
the
hard
guy he
punch
just
and
had a heart attack. Like so, and he just used the gimmick as a gimmick.
And he was a heel too, so if he did it again, he basically caused a riot.
Hey, in Hajime no Ippo the fighting, do you want to know how the heartbreak shot works in the game?
How does it work?
Okay, so the heartbreak shot, if you get hit the first time by the heartbreak shot, not only it will critically affect you. If you get hit by it again, it's instant KO.
That sounds
Like,
Wait, when was Dick to Go's finisher a pedigree?
just now. Yeah, and he's doing pretty good with it.
This man said, "I'm the Japanese Triple H, brother."
Triple dick.
I forget what it's called, but did you know that there's actually a medical condition where men can be born with multiple working penises?
That sounds extremely painful.
I didn't need to know that.
Well, either way, let's continue with the match. Dick Togo's just all by himself, just dying, and now he's throwing Joe in the barricade.
There's your weird medical fact for the day. Thank you. Come again.
And Dick Togo's like, now you know why I'm the spoiler.
You know, it's crazy that 01 has changed the way they spell 01 like 15 times already.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's called new management, quote unquote.
Constantly finding a new money mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't it literally used to be like the word 0 and then a 1 at one point? Like 0?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was at this point.
I think that's what it is at this point.
And Dick Togo's doing better than I thought he would in this match. They better hurry. They're getting close to the time limit.
What did Adamo do after 01?
Indies.
Like, I know he did Hustle, but did he go to any other prevalent promotion?
Just Indies. He was
Is he related?
a WWE match to Job to Kane once. In like
Is he related to the
NOI?
Samoan Dynasty?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Then if he was related to NOI, he would be working like WXW.
Somewhere.
I'm not talking the German promotion.
There we go. And
Hey, you wanna know who designed the 01 logo?
Who?
Fuego Yumaji.
His wrestling must be a side job. He must be like some graphic design guy in real life or something.
Yeah, I think it said it was.
Which version of the 01 logo? All of them?
I think the first one.
I think the early ones.
Oh, that's something. Well, you got a good rating on that one.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny about Fight for Wrestling Returns? It even had like some of the wrestlers who were basically in like IWA, Mid South, and CZW.
Well, yeah, I mean, Petey Williams did make the cut in the final roster.
Yeah, also Too Tough Tony did.
Yeah, because Too Tough, Tony, he was a deathmatch guy from Juggalo Championship Wrestling. At the time, he was touring with Big Japan, him and Madman Pondo.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, that's why they're in the game, because they were in Big Japan at the time.
And Madman Pondo was naturally over with the Japanese fans.
Because Madman Mondo cut people apart for a living, basically. Oh. Oh, by the way, JM, it's not Petey Williams, it's Petey My Heart Williams. Wait, you don't get why that is, do you?
No, not really.
That's a joke in like the MMA community.
Because if you're wondering why how the Canadian Destroyer got in returns, it's because they put Petey Williams made the cut. And we had young AJ Styles, the 2005 AJ Styles when he was still in trunks.
It's a meme in the MMA community because when Ken was in the match where he had his heart attack, he screamed, "My heart, Petey, my heart."
But what does that have to do with Petey Williams, though?
Petey My Heart Williams is literally his meme nickname. I just explained this. It's literally like his meme ring name.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. We got this tag team match. Who does everyone want to see win?
What a weird freaking segue.
Yeah. That was a little awkward.
To win.
Okay, we got one for. I'm thinking Team Takaiwa on my side here.
No, I want Koshinaka, not Takaiwa.
But they're on the same team.
Hold up, looking no mic.
Music.
I just want all four of them to beat the dog piss out of each other. I don't care who wins.
Okay. Anyone else agree with that?
Yo, guys, look in no mic chat.
Oh, I saw it.
Will do.
Yes, Shono Loki handshake, the handshake that shook Rasta's world.
I legit did not know this happened.
Because Loki did have a stint in New Japan, so it would probably make sense that happened.
Yeah.
And then he
I
got
mean, he
fired
was champion. Huh?
because he got fired at a right after a match at a Wrestle Kingdom where he dressed up as Agent 47 from Hitman without telling anyone he was going to do it, and this
While
pissed him off
bringing-
backstage.
While bringing guns to the ring.
Well, I mean, it's part of his character. He has guns. It's a hitman.
Yeah,
God,
but my
still,
man
though.
brought guns to the ring.
In Japan.
Oh, come
I
on.
think
There
it
was
shows
that big
tentacles.
Japan
Oh,
pro
what,
wrestling
Japan
match where the guy brought out a gun to get the other guy to be pinned. It works. And of course,
Oh, you mean like that
DDT.
one guy who's all like, Obokudai! Obokudai!
Also,
So-
we just missed the Fire Pro special. 2 guys clubbing you are back.
No, because Jug, Loki claims this was in protest because he refused to work the Hiroshima shows at the
Was it because
time.
of the radiation?
It could have been something like that.
Yeah, because remember, when they do the destruction shows sometimes, right? It's mainly sometimes it's for, the recovery of Hiroshima.
So was Loki afraid that he would get, like, radiation from there?
Yes, he was being very unprofessional and bitching about, he was protesting, we should not wrestle in Hiroshima. We might get radiation poisoning, even though that happened decades ago.
Oh, man, imagine how Loki would react in Fukushima.
Yeah,
He probably did the same in Fukushima.
Or worse, imagine if someone said, hey, do you want to go to Chernobyl tonight?
like
Yeah, and you wonder after that why they never booked him ever again.
Like
It makes
Loki.
sense. What a
Loki,
he's a
what?
little paranoid.
Loki, why are you being dumb? Most, if not all of the rads are out of Hiroshima.
I won't
Actually,
even-
no,
I won't-
radiation still, like, it stays for a long, long time.
Yeah, I want you guys to remember, right, that when Matt Riddle's Bloodsport was going on, when Matt Riddle did the very first Bloodsport, right, you know how Loki was always talking all this shit about he's a tough guy, he can whoop anybody's ass in a real fight?
Yep.
And Matt Riddle gave him the chance to prove it in the main event against him. And he no-showed.
forfeited,
And he,
yeah.
No, he no-showed the event.
Yeah, so forfeit.
So Minoru Suzuki ended up being the replacement.
Would have turned out to be a better match. Because Minoru Suzuki is definitely good at doing that style compared to Low Ki.
It's one of
Yeah,
those where,
Loki is more like a the high flyer.
it's like, you
With
shouldn't be
stiff
talking
kicks.
shit. It's like, you shouldn't be talking shit.
I mean,
Wait,
didn't he
what
just
happened?
lost? Didn't he just lost the title?
Wait, can Riddle actually fight though, or what?
Talk about Matt Riddle.
Hey, dude, he was a UFC
was-
guy.
Yeah, he had a UFC career. And, but he lost his UFC
wait.
career because he kept smoking pot against Dana White's wishes.
Well,
And now he can smoke all the pot he wants in WWE. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Big E ain't gonna complain about it.
Hey, you know what'd be really fun, course
What?
to do for like some streams or something?
What?
We should get like TW 2020 and we should book 01 in like 2004 in the worst way possible.
Oh, like a joke one. Like, okay, our main event is going to be Fugu Yumeji as world champion, like that.
Yeah, we should. Somebody should get course a copy of TW 2020 and we should book.
Just
2004-01.
Yeah, we should book 2004-01 for the channel and just like fuck around with it.
That'd be great.
Hold on, let me see if I can find a copy of Fire Pro, TW.
You want to know a weird idea? All right, TW 2020, right? We freaking have like Misawa leave All Japan in the 90s and make his own promotion. Like he tries to make Noah super early
Without any of the wrestlers.
without any other wrestlers. He has to use the people that were around during that period.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh,
Or
here
no,
we go.
you know what we should do? You know what we should do? 2001 FMW.
Well,
Oh,
that's
wow.
that. Try to save it.
Yeah, try to save it.
But meanwhile, speaking of saving, look at this magnificent mastodon of whatever fills him.
Beast!
That son of a bitch is fat.
Yeah.
He's fat!
Now that would have been a dream match because he went to the same Olympics as Kurt Angle in the Greco-Roman sport. 96. That would have been interesting. Him and Steiner.
Imagine if that cross angle didn't happen in ECW, and you would have had they would have had Kurt Angle around that time.
That would have been great. Okay, I'm gonna have the announcements for this part because I need you to see what Jafari does.
Okay.
We already know he does that cartwheel.
Yo, yes, but seeing it in the glory of what we got here. Carino and Loki are not going to win this match, I think.
Yeah, Tom Howard. No, Steve Corino's main eventer. I think compared to. Now Tom Howard is. I don't. 0-1 main eventing is confusing.
No, that's a nice way of saying it. Oh, here it comes. Yeah.
Yo.
I mean, yeah, 0-1 main eventing is confusing. You're supposed to have the United Heavyweight Championship, but that seems to be barely ever taken as a main event title.
I don't think 0-1 ever took their title seriously, except the tag team title they had. Because it was the only one.
Wait.
Oh, and their junior heavyweight. But for heavyweight, it just seems like here's 10,000 different titles. Do something with them.
It's kind of confusing to know who's main event. I mean, Magic Folly is tag team. Tom Howard is there, but I don't know.
Hey, Tom Howard has some good music.
Yeah, he had a good theme.
Now, boys.
Yeah, and they were trying to push him as like a serious thing, but the fact that there was no main event title just kind of ruined it.
Yeah, do you hear that? That was beautiful. Just slapped his belly like a machine gun. This is why he's one of the best wrestlers in this game, because he's such a meme in how he works.
Well, he just knows what that clothesline. I mean,
of course. Yeah. I mean, look at him. Let's see, will he do something again? No, we have to wait till he gets back in. But it's like how I'm the only one that got excited for that, actually. Oh dear.
Yeah, of course you're a huge mark for Matt Jafari.
Well, I can't help it. He's such a weird enigma.
He's like, who is this mystery man?
He is.
Now Loki's pretty much trapped.
No.
Steve Corino at least has a chance, but Loki is a junior.
No. Matt Jafari is the enigma. I can't do this with a straight face. Is the enigma.
I wonder why C.W. Anderson is legit a junior, because if he was a junior, then I understand his matches with Takaiwa.
Is the enigma with chronic ligma.
That was bad.
Chronic was legit bad. It could have been good, but the fact that the performers were unwilling to just do simple things.
No. I didn't mean that chronic. I meant chronic in the medical context.
Did they just do MMA moves?
Yeah, he punched him because he was on him. I mean, if you had a big guy that was trying to get on you, you'd try to punch him off, right?
Yeah.
Except for Chorus. Because he's a mark for fat wrestlers in general. Or not right.
I like how we're ignoring you, like how Gorilla Monsoon and Macho Man ignored Art Donovan as the King of the Ring pay-per-view went on.
Well, Gorilla Monsoon would tell people who piss him off, "Will you stop?"
Yeah, but that pay-per-view, he personally ignored what Art Donovan said. Yeah, that pay-per-view is great to watch, if only for Art Donovan to go, hey, how much does this guy weigh? Every single wrestler that comes out.
You know, what I found funny about you remember when they actually did the Lex Luger Yokozuna match?
What did he do?
No, and Lex won by countout, and
Oh,
they're all
that's stupid
celebrating
shit.
because he won
Oh,
by
God!
countout. Because he won by countout, and then Vince goes, "When President Jack Tunney gives him a rematch, he's gonna get you, Yokozuna." And Pyro is coming to shoot Pyro, but he lost by countout.
What the heck is that about? That doesn't make sense. Just give me a
The crowd's
second.
all cheering because Lex Luger won by countout, but the title
But they
doesn't
were
change
really trying to
hands.
push Lex Luger as the next Hulk Hogan, but they did everything. They did the opposite of Hulk Hogan.
Hey, anybody remember that legendary song he had back then?
I need a hero. Something like
That was
that.
that was the DLC for SmackDown vs. Raw. I think 09 or 11.
11.
11.
wow.
Any, any, anybody remember his his other big match with Yokozuna, the Slam match on the aircraft carrier?
Yeah, that was the lead up to the pay per view.
that was weird.
That was on a
I remember
VHS.
when like Lex Luthor like won the Royal Rumble, but wasn't at least didn't make it a triple. I don't know. It was just legit confusing.
Speaking of confusing, all those slaps to the belly there. How could he do it so fast?
Oh, this might end up being a draw.
Well, I think everyone will be happy.
Oh,
you
Loki
see-
just tombstone Magify.
That's actually impressive that he could lift him. But if you think about it,
Heroes everywhere. It's all around us.
I could actually see a match involving those two being a time limit draw because of the whole politic backstage. Loki wants to look over in the junior division, and Matt Trifari is just, I don't know why, but Hashimoto made him look like, despite his offense being a comedy wrestler, he tried to push him as a main event star.
It's not that bad.
Who? Who did?
Comedy wrestler
Hashimoto
as
tried to
a
push.
main event star.
Oh, you mean Magify? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was good.
And time limit draw.
Well, we're gonna get a bad rating on this one.
Probably.
Yeah.
But still,
And the
though,
crowd goes mild.
there are some moments in this, like the tombstone, all the machine gun belly slaps. Just
Yeah, but
anytime
it's-
Carino and Howard were in the ring.
Yeah, here's the thing. What does Dave Meltzer rate this match?
Yep. We're
Fuck
just going to
you,
continue.
Meltzer.
We're just going to continue like that never happened.
Hey, do you know what? Do you know what I
Oh,
think is
holy-
an underrated belt?
All right, what?
The NWA Junior Championship belt.
Didn't the NWA bring that back?
Yeah, they did, I
Homicide
believe.
won it. But remember when and they would collab with New Japan and then they had like their guys defending it against Tiger Mask and Jushin Dunn and the Liger.
Yeah, I remember that.
And in fact, that belt was actually the last belt Liger ever won. I think.
Oh, wait a minute. Here he comes. Here he comes.
He has a weird tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's about to have a very bad day.
Let's see who they. I think Tanaka, right?
赤コーナーより田中将人関西戦入場
And also remember when like you kind of say the NWA New Japan partnership was actually good in a way because NWA at that time was basically just dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and NWA, Rob Conway and Tharp were pretty racist to Kojima.
I did
Yep.
not know that.
Story.
No, like Conway was saying like a bunch of racist shit to Kojima a lot. And
Was
Bruce Starr
was
and Bruce
that
Starr.
genuine of him trying to get heel heat?
Nah, I
I
remember
don't
Kojima.
think so.
I remember Kojima was like, "I'm gonna fuck you up."
Yeah, but you gotta admit the NWA was dead at that point, and New Japan just gave stars, even if
And
they lost.
You know what? Here's what made it worse, right? So Bruce Starp is literally like demanding, like, why isn't the NWA title like in the main event? It should be higher in the card. And I'm like, no, the fuck, it's not.
I mean, like if you have guys like Rob Conway as the main event titles in your main event title match, then chances are you're not going to be in the main event.
Yeah, I mean, like freaking Rob Conway. Who are you?
Just look at me.
Yeah,
The funny,
exactly. We don't
yeah,
want to.
the funny thing,
Exactly. You know what? Rob Conway could have been good, but that name just killed everything.
And then
you know,
some.
the funny thing, right, is that if the NWA wanted their title to be relevant, why didn't they put the title on Okada?
I don't
Because
think
at the
Bruce
time
Stark
it was-
thought that ahead.
Because
I mean-
at the time they ran by a bunch of old men that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I just realized they could have. I just realized even though like you gotta admit, despite Rob Conway being a champion, at least we got Tenzan with an actually good world heavyweight title reign.
How long did Tenzan hold the NWA belt?
Probably not that long.
Let me see. Hold up, I'll
Because
find
he
it.
was because he had the NWA title during the G1 of that year.
Let me see how long did he hold it. He held it for 196 days.
Oh, how many
And he
defenses?
He had let me see. He had
He had to have
5
at least,
defenses.
really against who? Do we have a list of who the 5 were?
He first won against Kojima. I mean, he first won against Cowboy gaining it. He defended it against Kojima, Big Daddy Yum Yum, Nathan Briggs, and then was what?
Big Daddy Yum Yum. That's your name, really?
Yeah, you know that one black guy who
Yeah, I
was
saw
like,
the freaking selling of the continuous chops video.
yep. hmm
Still, though, I can't take that name seriously.
And then he lost it against. Then he lost the belt against Jax Dane.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, his rating on Cage Match is 5.09.
That sounds good enough.
And they had him lose to they didn't have him lose to somebody important in the NWA.
Well, he's 41 years old now. I think he's still in the NWA.
No, but remember when Billy Corgan bought the NWA, he pretty much killed all the partner. He pretty much cut off all the partner promotions.
Because he wanted it to be a thing on his own, despite the fact that it's literally NWA literally stands for National Wrestling Alliance. That's literally NWA's sole purpose, just to align with people. I don't understand why he would do that.
You know the funny thing when you really think about it. Remember when the NWA first started on YouTube, and people were like, "I'd rather watch this over any other Young Buck." Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that didn't last long now, did it?
Yep. Just right when the speaking out thing happened and Dave Lagana got fired, right? NWA went straight to hell right after.
Yeah, then also all the YouTube videos that NWA had were you had to pay for them now, or something like that.
Yeah, they moved to Fight right after.
Which I think is not a good idea. Wow, the match was
like,
short,
well,
but it
well, it's
actually
gonna-
went well.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take a lot for NWA to probably just come back to his glory. Like a lot. At least they're still respected in Japan.
All right,
So
we
if
got
they
our.
always fall on hard times, they can always go to Japan.
All right, where we are.
Yeah,
the
but I don't
last-
think Billy Corgan is smart enough to know that.
Huh?
I don't think Billy Corgan is smart enough to know that.
Yeah, he probably isn't.
And think about
Yeah,
who
I
he
agree
had,
with that,
and
Jug.
think about who he had at the time. You know, Ricky Starks. You know, he had Thunder Rosa. Hey, remember when they tried to do that whole angle because they didn't like that Thunder Rosa was doing more stuff with AEW than NWA?
Yeah, when Zero One took all the belts and stuff, that was kind of.
Yeah, I
mean,
remember
like,
when TK. I remember when Tony Khan pretty much buried the NWA because he said that to get one of the talents over, he had to pay out of his own pocket because NWA didn't have the money.
Wow. Speaking of Corgan, I don't know how to describe this because in 2016 the dude was a great booker for Impact, and now like Pyrus is one of their champions.
But is he
Pyrus.
booking? I don't know if he's booking NWA.
Wait a minute. Forrest, who wasn't even a real Gandhi?
Oh yeah, Jug was talking about that AWA quote-unquote resurgence of the 2000s or so. The guy, his name was like Gagner or something, but he called himself Ganya, and he tries like, I own AWA, this is my promotion, but he's like basically scamming everyone. But yet 0-1 was like, we'll partner and all of that. And then when that whole thing got taken out, they just kept the belt and just called it the 0-1 belt. Even though it says AWA on it.
But you want to know the funny thing about those Big Daddy Yum Yum chops against Kojima?
Oh no, what could it be?
It was for the NW. It was also for the NWA World Title match.
Wow, we went from Luthez, Harley Race, Big Daddy Yum Yum. What a society we live in.
But Big Daddy Yum Yum literally legit just wait. Did he ever win? No, he never ever won it. He actually won like NWA North American and NWA North American Heavyweight, but he never won the world title. So like he's kind of pretty much known in NWA.
That's for the best.
But we got Chase, but it led to Chase Owens being in Bullet Club, and I don't really know who Chase Owens is.
He was in the NWA, right?
Yeah.
He would be Kenny's like backup partner in the junior tag leagues. He would eventually transition into Bullet Club thanks to Kenny Omega, and he is pretty much probably a super loyal job guy to New Japan. He will
Also,
willingly
basically
stop.
Goku though.
Yeah, pretty much. He will stop whatever he is doing as soon if they make the call to him.
And that's a good job there. Because
So
he will
Goku though, but
probably
just more
definitely
loyal
get
and
paid in
probably
Japan
won't.
more than what he's getting in America.
No, because he was mainly working NWA. He's working indies. He knows he's not working for AEW or WWE because he knows what will happen to him if he does.
Oh yeah.
And he knows that he has a good thing going with New Japan. Hell, he signed a 5-year contract with he signed with big money, and it gave him a house. And he got a house with it.
Here's the thing about Chase Owens. He's not getting hired by AEW ever. Those allegations he got.
Nah, he
No
knows
way.
that.
Oh, he definitely knows that.
But then again, so do other people at AEW, and they're still there, and they're there, and they're employed still.
Yeah.
Oh, green mist.
Jesus Christ! Did you saw that rush of attacks that he did against Otani?
Yeah.
Wait, hypocrisy month?
Oh, and Muto wins. LOL. That match isn't gonna look good. It's very.
That match was basically a curb stomp. Did you saw that 1 minute of attack that Keiji did against him? He literally just
yeah. And he did red mist too.
that match was not.
Oh wow, they actually
70.
tolerated it. They really, really tolerated it.
Oh yeah. Also, I remember Steve Anthony having being on New Japan for the NWA Junior Championship.
All right, and it's now time for the weirdest main event ever. A guy dressed up as Hulk Hogan against a guy dressed up in a Genghis Khan outfit, kind of thing.
So basically a guy dressed up as a Mongolian.
Oh yeah.
What a main event.
Basically, Hulk Hogan versus
We're redoing WrestleMania. We're doing a version of WrestleMania 6.
versus Genghis Khan.
A Chief Khan brought his own set of rules.
He comes out with the hat too.
Hey, though, I think the reason why Hassan was in here was because he actually was Shinya Hashimoto's first ever gimmick before he became Shinya Hashimoto.
Also, he dressed up like that for a lot of the 0-1 World type shows like this.
Nah, he only dressed up as one time. Yeah, most of the time
Still,
for
it's
Shogun.
something.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sued.
We're the 24-inch pythons. You are not the real Hogan.
Boys, earlier I was actually listening to a version of this with bagpipes in it.
Oh my gosh. I didn't
How
know
did
that
you
would be a thing.
You have to. I think Billy Corgan has to realize that if NWA falls on hard times thanks to the crappy booking, you just have to go back to Japan. That's the only way you can stop from ever falling out of business.
Yep. And don't cut and make sure that Space Galaxy is played.
Yeah, make sure Space Galaxy is played, and make sure one of those juniors who like.
Nobody will take the NWA seriously. When you have an NWA belt and you're coming out the Space Galaxy, you are being taken seriously.
Exactly.
And what's unfortunate is we'll never see the NWA at its former glory again.
Not in our lifetimes or
Well,
our
if
next
you
Oh
lifetime.
remember,
no,
well, Zach,
never.
if you remember that video I showed
No, I
you,
know,
it pretty much
Luke.
explained why.
I mean, you got Tyrus as one of your champions. Enough said.
Fox fake news. Man, Hashima's got a different voice clip in this gimmick.
Oh yeah, of course. He has to pretend to be someone else.
He has to pretend to be a Mongolian, and this is how he thinks Mongolians sound.
Was this his Stampede gimmick?
I
Yes.
think it was a Stampede.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean Stampede was? Oh,
Yeah, they
New
had a lot
Stamp-
of excursions.
Yeah, because Stampede was a New Japan partner way back in the early '90s.
Yeah, and they give every damn Japanese wrestler they got a racist gimmick, like Viet Cong Express was that
And did they make them lose to every American?
Well, that's going to be hard to do because they were a Canadian promotion.
It did get
no,
it did get them Owen Hart though.
Oh, definitely.
yeah, but it also got them the Viet Cong Express. So
Oh, and also Bad News Brown or Bad News. I'm sorry, Bad News Allen was also Bad News Brown. So I couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. He did well with what he did in New Japan. Oh my gosh. Axe Bomber 2.9.
Hey, why did you do Hasif Khan? You should have done Shogun because Hasif
They
Khan is like
said
the weakest.
Hasif Khan. They wanted Hasif Khan, we give him Hasif Khan. We had a vote.
Yeah, but when you realize that Hasif Khan is actually the weakest Shinya Hashimoto.
Well, we do now, but too late. We gotta get freaking Ogawa Mania running wild and all that.
Yep, if
What you gonna do for the
if Hashimoto, Hasif Khan, and Ogawa win the match, Hasif Khan would be eating the pins.
And look at that. I think we passed this one.
Yeah. Hey, Boris, let me ask you. Okay, so about by Misawa creating Noah in '96, right? From
Yeah.
the scene around the time, who would you take? Who would Misawa bring? Who would he recruit? Who is not signed to a contract?
We got a sold out crowd,
oh man,
Oh wow, that's rare. That's super rare.
especially with 0-1.
Because
told you Hashif Khan was a draw.
yeah, you know, if you hear this sound effect, you know that you super passed.
Oh yeah,
0-1, 0-1.
that's good. Oh yeah, we got an A. Okay.
Yes,
Look how
I'm
happy
not
Hashimoto
going to
is.
bank. Yes,
Alright,
it's time I get. Yes, to celebrate this, I will go to your house and find your wife.
We're bringing back that
To
joke.
your house and fuck your wife!
Just kidding. I'm not gonna have your wife, maybe, but still, we passed.
Fuck your husband!
Now, I am going to go over. Now, watch. Even though I lost this match, Hasif Khan is actually my weakest form. My most strongest form is when I'm in my base form. But for the next show, I shall transform into Shogo Khan and show everybody by the true power of a samurai. Until we meet again, my friend. Oh wait, I still have to say more. God dang it! Okay, yes, Shogun is my weakest. Though I didn't like the main event because Hasif Khan is actually my weakest gimmick ever.
Just cannot.
I don't know what to say after this. Oh god dang it!
There we go.
Ah,
There we go. He was doing the 3-2-1 at the end. There we go. And I
Hey, so
guess
Boris, you were
look
so
at
Boris,
this
you were
while you
saying?
guys finish.
I gotta think about that. So are we just thinking like, okay, so he would make a promotion based on everybody who's not under contract, right? He can't
Yeah,
take anybody who's under contract.
Yeah, so it'd be like the only person he would have would probably be Kobashi.
what about he just takes all the people in underground Japan?
No. The challenge is okay. Because you know how Kobashi was super loyal to him.
Yeah.
All right, so only
No.
Kobashi goes with him.
let's also make it a little bit fair. Ogawa will go with him too.
Okay, Kobashi and Ogawa would go with him, right? And he would make his own promotion as kind of like a precursor to Noah in 1996, right? But he can't take anybody who is contracted. Who is non-contracted? Would you bring?
Oh man,
I don't know that.
We're still learning
That-
stuff.
Not dip hard, isn't it?
it is hard, but you know, I sent. I'll talk about this after we end the stream. Yeah, that's a pretty hard question.
All right.
Who
Well,
was it?
this is crazy.
All right, I
episode.
got yeah. Okay, so all right, so I got Don Taku at the ready.
All right. So that will be the end of this episode. Thank you all. Have a good night.